Do you believe the agonizing leg cramp at 2 a.m. is being formed right now in this very chair? That pain starts here. Let's stop it before it wakes you up. Hello, my friends. Welcome back. We are now on day 5 of our 15-day journey to reclaim the strength of your legs. If you are still with me today, it proves you are a warrior, not just a survivor. Today, we are attacking a habit that feels innocent but acts like a silent assassin. The sofa marathon. We all love our television time. It is our time to relax, but I need you to understand a harsh medical reality. That comfortable heaviness you feel in your legs after sitting for 2 hours, that is not relaxation. That is the sound of your circulation shutting down. In the medical world, we call this venous stasis. Imagine a flowing river that suddenly stops. The water becomes stagnant, muddy, and toxic. When you sit with your knees bent at 90 degrees for too long, you are kinking the hose. The blood that is supposed to return to your heart to get fresh oxygen gets trapped in your calves. Let me explain why this leads to those screaming cramps in the middle of the night. It is a matter of chemistry, not just bad luck. According to extensive research published in the journals of gerontology, prolonged sedentary behavior in older adults leads to a rapid decline in skeletal muscle oxygenation. Here is what happens. When you don't move, your calf muscles, the gastrocnemius and soleus, stop pumping. Without that pump, metabolic waste products like lactic acid and carbon dioxide begin to accumulate in the muscle tissue. Think of it like leaving the trash in your kitchen for a week. Eventually, it starts to rot. By the time you go to bed, that toxic buildup triggers a chemical reaction. Your nerves become hypersensitive. And at 2 a.m., when your body temperature drops, your brain sends a panic signal to the muscle, causing it to seize up violently. That is the cramp. It is your legs screaming for oxygen that you denied it 6 hours ago while watching the news. Now let us look at this through the lens of ancient wisdom. Modern medicine calls it hypoxia, but the 5,000-year-old tradition of Ayurveda calls it a disturbance of vata dosha, the element of air and wind. In Ayurveda, the quality of vata is cold, dry, and mobile. But when vata gets trapped in the joints and muscles due to inactivity, it becomes like a cold wind blowing through a tunnel. It dries out the lubrication in your tissues. Have you noticed your feet feel colder before a cramp hits? That is the wind extinguishing the fire of your circulation, your agni. To stop the cramp, we must stop the wind. We must bring warmth and fluid movement back to these stagnant pools. We are about to perform a technique that acts like a bellows, reigniting that fire in your calves without you having to leave your chair. But before we start, I have a small request. If you want to protect your sleep and your independence, please ensure you have clicked the subscribe button and the little bell icon next to it. Why the bell? Because pain does not wait for an appointment. When I release a new rescue technique, that bell ensures you are the first to know, so you never miss the golden hour to care for your health. Thank you for trusting me. Before we move a single muscle, I need you to hear a statistic that might change how you sit forever. A study published in Medicine and Science in Sports and Exercise revealed a terrifying truth. After just 1 hour of uninterrupted sitting, blood flow in your popliteal artery, the main highway behind your knee, reduces by 50%. Half of your blood flow gone, just because of gravity and pressure. If you are sitting there right now thinking, I'll exercise later, realize that your legs are already suffocating. But don't worry. We are going to reverse that number right now. We begin our countdown at step 5, the anti-tourniquet posture. Look at how you are sitting. Is the edge of your chair or sofa digging into the back of your thighs? If it is, you are essentially applying a tourniquet to your own legs, cutting off the return route for your blood. Here is the fix. It is called unlocking the hips. Slide back. I want you to scoot your hips all the way back until your lower back touches the cushion. The gap check. Slide your hand under your thigh, right above the knee. If you cannot fit your fingers easily, your chair is too high, or the cushion is too soft. The support. If your feet are dangling even slightly, place a small stool or a thick book under them. Why is this step 5? Because if the highway is blocked at the hip or the knee, no amount of exercise will help. By leveling your knees with your hips, we mechanically open the floodgates. Now that the flow is open, we move to step 4, the awakening rotation. In geriatric medicine, we know that aging joints are like rusty hinges. The synovial fluid, the oil that lubricates your joints, becomes thick and sticky when you are inactive. We need to melt it. Place your warm palms on your kneecaps. Rub them briskly for 30 seconds. Feel the heat generating? That is friction creating energy. Now lift your right heel slightly. Rotate your ankle in a slow clockwise circle. Imagine you are drawing a perfect circle with your big toe. Do this 10 times one way, 10 times the other. According to the Mayo Clinic, gentle range of motion exercises like this before intense movement are critical for preventing tendon strain. We are telling your nervous system, wake up, we are about to work. Can you feel that subtle tingling in your ankles? That is a life returning to your limbs. I have a question for my longtime viewers. My leg rescue warriors. Many of you have been practicing these micro movements for months. If you have noticed that your night cramps have decreased or that your feet feel warmer when you go to bed, please leave a comment below right now. Tell a newcomer, it works. Your experience is more powerful than any medical textbook. Your comment might be the encouragement someone needs to not give up today. Let's help each other heal. We have opened the highway, step 5, and lubricated the hinges, step 4. Now we enter the heart of our rescue mission. I want you to close your eyes for just a second. Imagine your legs are heavy, filled with sand. That sand is the stagnant blood. We are about to turn that sand into water, and that water into a flowing river. Breathe in and breathe out. Let's begin the pump. Welcome to step 3, the slow motion heel press. This is not just bouncing your leg up and down. That is nervousness. This is medicine. The technique: keep your toes glued to the floor. Do not let them lift. Slowly, very slowly, lift your heels as high as they can go. Count with me. 1, 2, 3. Hold at the top, squeeze the calf muscle. Now lower them down even slower. 3, 2, 1. Why slow motion? When you move slowly, you engage the gastrocnemius muscle fully, without using momentum. This acts as a powerful mechanical pump, forcing the venous blood up against gravity. A study in the Journal of Aging and Physical Activity confirmed that controlled ankle plantar flexion, this exact movement, significantly increases peak venous velocity. We are manually pumping the blood back to your heart. Do this 10 times. If you feel a burn, that is good. That is the lactic acid being flushed out, not building up. Excellent. Now step 2, the shaking release. Stop the pressing. Let your legs go completely limp. Now use your hands to gently shake your thighs or just bounce your knees lightly and rapidly. Why do we shake? In the wild, when an animal survives a chase, it shakes its body to discharge the excess adrenaline in tension. For us, this shaking helps disperse the interstitial fluid that gathers around the ankles. It resets the neuromuscular connection. It tells your nerves, the work is done. You can relax. This is crucial for preventing those night cramps. We are turning off the alarm system in your legs so you can sleep peacefully later. You might think we are finished, but we are missing the most critical piece. The final step is the key that locks all these benefits in place. Without it, the blood might just slide back down. We have arrived at step 1. This is the most important step because even if you pump the blood perfectly, if your chemical balance is off, the cramp will return. Think of your muscles like a car engine. We just fixed the oil pump, circulation, but now we need to check the fuel. Night cramps are often a sign of electrolyte imbalance, specifically a lack of magnesium and potassium, which regulate muscle contractions. Tonight, 30 minutes before bed, I want you to drink 8 ounces of warm water mixed with just a tiny pinch of Himalayan pink salt or a non-sugar electrolyte powder. Why warm water? Cold water shocks the stomach and constricts blood vessels, the exact opposite of what we want. Warm water dilates the vessels and aids absorption. This simple cocktail provides the electrical signals your nerves need to stay calm all night long. Now here is a bonus therapy, a value-added tip from the ancient wisdom of Ayurveda to seal the deal. If you have suffered from cold feet or insomnia for years, try this tonight, the 3-minute warm soak. You don't need a spa, Just use your bathtub faucet or a basin. Run warm water, not scalding, over your feet for just 3 minutes right before you get into bed. Remember the Agni fire we talked about? Water holds heat 25 times better than air. By warming the feet, you trigger vasodilation, widening of blood vessels. This draws the heat from your busy head down to your feet, signaling your brain that it is time to sleep. Dry them vigorously with a rough towel to stimulate the skin one last time. You will sleep deeper than you have in years. You have the pump, the shake, and the fuel. You are ready for a pain-free night. However, there is one final mistake many of you make the moment you lie down. You try to elevate your legs using a pillow. If you place the pillow here, points to heel, you might actually be straining your knee ligaments and blocking the flow again. There is a forbidden zone for pillows that can ruin your back and your knees. In the next video, I will show you the exact architecture of how to build a leg nest in bed that creates zero gravity for your spine. You do not want to miss that. My friends, your legs have carried you through decades of work, joy, and hardship. They deserve more than just a place on the sofa. They deserve your attention. Do these 5 steps tonight. Reclaim your sleep. Reclaim your freedom. I will see you in the next video to protect your sleep. Until then, keep moving.